The first thing I'm going to use is a Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, and I'm going to spray that all over my face. This whole video is going to be a voiceover just because I was sick when I filmed this and I kept coughing. For primer, I'm going to use the one that was in this month's BOXYCHARM. I've never tried this. It's a new primer. Definitely worth it to get the BOXYCHARM boxes. There will be a link in the description box below if you want to check that out. This I thought was going to be more like professional, a much thicker consistency, but it wasn't. It was almost like a moisturizer, putting on a moisturizer. I was really surprised and it worked pretty well. I ended up liking it. It's supposed to reduce the appearance of pores, which is why for some reason I just thought it was going to be a lot thicker, but it went on like lotion and it felt really good. It dried on the skin. It didn't leave it like oily. And then I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin with a Sigma F88, which is my favorite foundation brush to use. And I'm just going to apply this foundation, which is one of my favorites. I was trying to get this video up before since I was using the BOXYCHARM products that were in the box. But again, it's kind of hard to get the box, film it, and edit the video and have it up the same month. But if you order, I'm pretty sure if you order the box anytime in the month of February, you will still get the same box, which I definitely recommend. A couple years ago I wouldn't have, but BOXYCHARM has been working with some really good companies lately. I'm gonna take the Jouer foundation just to kind of warm up my skin, which this one was in the shade Coffee. Everything will be listed in the description box below, but I thought it was a little bit too dark, but it ended up blending out pretty good. So BOXYCHARM has actually been working with some good companies. Like in this box, there's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. That alone is $25 if you bought it alone, and the BOXYCHARM box is only $21 with free shipping. So it's totally worth it, and they have like Tarte stuff in there or MAC stuff. It's just been working. So I just applied this around the perimeter of my face just to kind of warm it up a little bit, and then I blended it with the same foundation brush that I used before because it helps it blend a lot more seamlessly and it looks a lot more natural. And then I'm going to take the same concealer in the color Biscotti and I'm going to basically conceal and highlight. I really like this concealer. It's got a really good amount of coverage and it blends really well. It does dry down a little bit faster than I would like, and it kind of does oxidize just a tad, but nothing really to complain about, to be honest. But I really do like it. It has really, really good coverage and a little bit goes a long way. And I'm using the Sigma Beauty sponge or whatever they call it, the 3D HD blender, to blend that out. I'm going to add a little bit of a liquid highlighter, and I'm taking LA Girl's Glowing Up highlighter. It's a jelly highlighter. I don't know the name of it. It will be listed and linked in the description box below. As always, everything always is. These I really like. They go on really natural, but they're very buildable. You can't see. I think it's because of my lighting, but it was really on the more intense side, but I think my lighting just kind of messed it up because you can't really tell. But I promise it did look really pretty, and they're really affordable too. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use a Huda Beauty setting powder. I do have to set under my eyes. Even if I don't set the rest of my face, I have to set under my eyes or else it will crease. So I'm not really baking because my under eyes tend to be a little bit dry, but I am packing on a little bit and then just kind of pushing it into the skin to kind of do its thing, and then just blending it out with the same sponge at the same time. So I'm not really letting it sit and then bake. To prime, I used Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer potion, and it's just going to prevent any creasing, which is kind of an unnecessary step because the next product I'm going to use also, it doesn't move and it's not going to have your eyeshadow creasing. So I don't know why I did this, but next I'm going to take the Makeup Forever Aqua XL paints and I'm going to apply this as a base, a purple base. Again, I will have it listed in the description box, the exact number this is, but you have to work fast with these products because they are waterproof. Once you put them on, they aren't going anywhere. So I blended it at the same time with the same brush. I didn't even have time to switch brushes because it will dry. That's how fast they dry, and they do not buzz. So I applied it and then blended it out with the same brush. Next, I'm going to take the Anastasia Self-Made palette, and I'm going to take the color Deep Purple. And this color is basically going to go over, it's kind of like my main color. It's going to go over my entire eyelid. It's basically, I'm only using 2 shadows really for this. I'm using this color as my main base. I'm going to apply it all over my lid and then just blend it up as if I was blending a transition shade as well. And then the base that I used before is also helping as my transition shade as well. And then I'm going to take the Sigma, I believe it's called a Prism eyeshadow cover shot palette, and I'm going to mix the two, the light purple and yeah, that color, and then the one next to it, which looks white but it comes off purple when you apply it. So I'm just going to apply this to my whole lid just to give it some kind of like definition and a little bit of sparkle. So you got it kind of darker in the crease and then lighter on the lid. And then I'm going to take the lightest color from that palette and apply it to my inner corner to make it really pop. And I wanted a really thick wing. I'm going to take Benefit's roller liner. I actually didn't go, I wanted it even thicker than I actually did it, but I just used this liner, and of course they kind of came out a little bit different because it's really hard when I'm filming and then to get them even because I have lashes on the other eye, so it's kind of hard to see if they're even or not. But anyways, so I applied a really thick wing. And then to finish up the eyes, I added a little bit of Milk Makeup's, I love these eyeliners, black eyeliner to my waterline, and then I just added a little bit of the deep purple color with a pencil brush, and I kind of smudged that underneath my lower lash line just to kind of blend out the eyeliner that I put in, and then just to add a little bit purple on my lower lash line. And I forgot to show it, but I'm using the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced from the BOXYCHARM that came this month, and I'm using that to apply to my lower lash line and then also my top lashes. And to further warm up my face, I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs bronzer in Tantastic, and I'm just going to apply that with one of my favorite Benefit brushes. I will have this linked as well in the description box. And if you guys want me to do more videos with the BOXYCHARM box, the products in the BOXYCHARM box, please let me know in the comments below, and I will try my best to film something once I get the box and have it up during the same month. After I warmed up my face a little bit, I also contoured my nose just a little bit, and then I used the same baking powder that I used in the beginning to kind of clean up under my cheeks. For blush, I use this palette so much, I know, but it's one of my favorite blush palettes. I wanted something a little bit peachy, so I'm going to take the one from Benefit, and with a Smashbox brush. This brush is really good, especially if you're really heavy-handed when it comes to blush or anything. This brush is a really good blush brush to apply your blush with. And then in the BOXYCHARM palette, it also came with this Pretty Vulgar highlighter, which you can't really see because it's kind of blurry, but it's a really pretty like champagne color, and I was really surprised. It was really, really pigmented. I was surprised, and it's really pretty. And then I just wiped off the powder under my cheeks with a Milani brush. And then because I do have oily skin, I added a little bit of the Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder, and I just applied that in my T-zone basically with a small brush. I just applied it in my T-zone. And then I'm going to set my face, and I can't see what this product is even called. It's from Makeup Forever. I'll have it linked in the description box. It's like Set and Spray or something like that. And then I'm taking the Dose of Colors lip liner, the new lip liners, and I believe this color is Escape. It's one of my favorites from that collection, and it's just basically a nude. And the lipstick that I'm going to use is from Huda Beauty, and it is called Sugar Mama.